Hey, I'm Deb Hopper, occupational therapist, and I've just come back from listening to Leah, who is the creator and occupational therapist of the Zones of Regulation program. She is an amazing OT, and she has done so much to contribute to the world of self-regulation and behaviour management. So I just wanted to give you my top 3 learnings that I gathered from yesterday, and surprisingly it wasn't in the practical how-to strategies, and that was amazing too. And I really got lots of tips, and I'll be transforming the clinic with lots of visuals over the next few months to really do the Zones of Regulation program really well with the visuals. But I just wanted to talk to you firstly about what her definition of self-regulation was, which I also really loved. So she suggests that self-regulation is the ability to adjust to the level of alertness, which makes sense, whether we are going fast, whether our bodies are going slow, or whether we're going just right. But then also, I love this second bit, so good. So self-regulation is looking after our level of alertness, but also how we direct our emotions is revealed behaviourally in socially adaptive ways in order to achieve our goals. So it's not just alertness and behaviour or alertness and emotions. It's how our behaviour is shown through the emotions, and the goal is for ourselves and for our kids that we can do this in a socially adaptive way. So if I have an unexpected phone call where my son is hurt, can I adapt in a socially appropriate way at work rather than just losing it? Or if a child gets to school after a really tough morning, then can they adapt behaviourally to be able to self-regulate both the level of alertness and also their emotions? Now, I just wanted to share next this was just a great way of looking at self-regulation differently. And I have looked at self-regulation a lot myself in my clinical practice and my own personal research. But I just loved how she reflected on the developmental stages of self-regulation. So the first one is the initial behaviour strategies. Okay, so by this we think about younger children, especially babies in the first year of life. They need to have lots of co-regulation. They need to have you there. They need you to help them to settle, to soothe them so that they can calm down if they're feeling upset or whatever. So that we know when we have an upset baby, we will pick them up. We will use some sensory motor strategies. So we will hug them, give them some nice deep touch pressure. We'll do some vestibular up and down, and we'll rock them back and forth. So the behaviour is a way that the child or the baby can tell adults that they have needs that they need to have met. The second area was language strategies. So by language, it's when kids can start to tell us, like I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling hurt. And so many of the kids that we work with, and not just kids who have a diagnosis such as ASD and ADHD, but many of them do struggle with this. But also many typical kids, they really find it really hard to label and to say, exactly how they're feeling. And then the third area of self-regulation development is the metacognition, which is linked to executive functioning. So number 3, metacognitive strategies. my OT handwriting. Yes, so this is where, for an adult, so we can get that phone call that our child is hurt, and we can reframe in our head. We can use cognitive strategies. We can problem solve. We can call somebody for help. We can figure it out. So this is where a child who might arrive upset at school might be able to might be able to walk into a classroom, might be able to say in their head, oh, I had a really rough morning, and but that's okay. That was this morning. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to listen. I'm going to attend. Or if they are finding it noisy in the playground, then they can think rather than acting from a behavioural perspective, which is the first level here. If it's too noisy, if it was a behavioural reaction, then they might just react, have a meltdown because they just can't handle it. If they have language strategies level 2, they might be able to say to the teacher, "It's really noisy here. I'm not feeling well," and then the teacher can help with a strategy, or the problem-solving strategy of helping them to move to a quieter place, for example. But if a child who has level 3, the metacognitive strategies, finds it too loud, then they can go through all 3 of the levels, and they can problem solve in their own mind. They can say, "Oh, I noticed that it's too noisy. What can I do?" I can tell the teacher, and I can ask if I can go to the quiet area of the playground, for example. So what I was really challenged yesterday with Leah was how many of our kids are stuck in this behavioural strategy, which I guess is, partly when they're in the fight, flight, fright response. And how many of our 8, 10, 12, 17-year-olds that we work with, how many of them are in the behaviour strategies where they're just reaching out and they need us to help them to add language to what they're feeling, and to add strategy to how they can problem solve and what they need to do. Anyway, that just really spoke loudly to me, and I found that so interesting yesterday. So, food for thought. Enjoy that, and I will see you next time.